Welcome to Ignou BA English Begc 107. Our today's topic is British poetry and drama, that is Begc 107. The English language is classified or categorized into Old English, Middle English, Early Modern English, and Present Day English. And the period what we deal here today is the period. It is a transition period between Elizabethan age to Jacobean age. It was 1558 to 1603, during which the Elizabethan age happened, and just between 1603 and 1625 the Jacobean era or Jacobean age happened. Now our focus is here between this transition period from the Elizabethan age to Jacobean age. It is an introduction that they have given in the textbook about John Webster, the famous dramatist. Who was John Webster? John Webster was a playwright associated with the Jacobean period, and which followed the Elizabethan period. King James Foster reigned as King of England for 22 years. He became the King of England and Scotland in 1603 upon the death of Elizabeth I, and ruled until his death in 1625. In 1603, James succeeded his cousin Elizabeth I, the last Tudor monarch of England and Ireland, who died childless. He constituted to reign in all three kingdoms for 22 years. This period is known as Jacobean era, and it continued until his death in 1625. Yes, it was during the reign of the King James, or during the Jacobean era, John Webster had written his literary career, or had written most of his plays or dramas. But he was born, John Webster was born in the Elizabethan era, but his literary career spreads during the Jacobean era. Although William Shakespeare dominated the era, Webster stood out as a notable dramatist. John Webster was born in the Elizabethan era, but Webster's literary career flourished during King James I's reign. Webster's works reflect a transitional period marked by a shift from the optimism and vitality of the Renaissance to a more pessimistic and disillusioned or gloomy tone. His plays often explored themes of darkness, despair, and the complexities of human nature. John Webster's plays, particularly The Duchess of Malfi and The White Devil, are known for their exploration of darkness, despair, and negative qualities, the complexities of human nature. This aligns with the broader Jacobean era, characterized by a pessimistic view of life, and it focuses a kind of a moral degradation. Webster's writings therefore captures the mood of society grappling with the change and uncertainty. In a sense, Webster's writing captures the mood of changing era, often offering a unique perspective on the human experience during the time of transition and uncertainty. We already told that it was a period of transition. In short, Webster's period was a transition period. Jacobean drama, which flourished during King James I's reign, was influenced by various factors like humanism of the Renaissance period and the works of William Shakespeare. Let us go to the factors which influence the Webster's contributions. It was a Renaissance humanism. Exploration of humanism, nature, emotions, and complexities. It influenced Webster's plays or works. And not only that, Shakespeare's legacy. William Shakespeare's works set a high standard for dramatic storytelling. It also influenced Webster's literary career. And the third factor which influenced Webster's literary career was darker themes. Jacobean drama often explored darker themes like ambition, power, corruption, and morality. Theatre architecture. Advancements in theatre design and staging allowed for more complex productions. Some notable Jacobean dramatists include John Webster, John Ford, Thomas Middleton, Cyril Turner, etc. John Ford was an English playwright and poet of the Jacobean and Caroline eras, born in Islington in Devon, England. His plays deal mainly with the conflict between passion and conscience, characteristics of the Jacobean age. Decline of noble ideals. The court of James I lost its earlier civilized aspirations and moral corruption became prominent. Moral corruption became prominent during the period of James I. Superficiality. Manners at the court were shallow and flashy. No intimacy, no sincerity among people, and lacking in deeper qualities. Complexity and diversity. The literary scene was marked by a mix of old and new, with the writers from the previous era still producing works. Influence on literature. Legacy of great writers. Writers like Shakespeare and Donne influences a new generation. Tragedies peak and decline. English tragedy reached its peak with Shakespeare but began to decline after him. Webster's contribution. John Webster brought new life to the languishing form of drama. Here is a simplified version. Seneca's influence on Jacobean drama. Revenge themes. Seneca's plays, with their focus on revenge, greatly influenced Webster and other dramatists of the Jacobean era. So Seneca was an influencing factor for all the dramatists during the Jacobean period. Another point, shift from Greek drama. Seneca's plays, while based on Greek mythology, had different tones and spirit, emphasizing human motives like revenge or fate. Stylistic and moralizing speeches. Seneca's plays featured elaborate speeches describing barbaric actions and reprisals. Key points about Seneca's impact. Seneca provided a model for Elizabethan tragedies like Kid, Marlowe, and Shakespeare. Seneca provided a model for Elizabethan tragedians like Kid, Marlowe, and even Shakespeare. And Seneca influenced Webster's works also, particularly in exploring themes of revenge. It's all about today, and thank you.